episode 3699, Join the Front Lines.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Kristianne Wargo.
Happy day. Are you ready for an extraordinary weekend? Oh, come on, it's Friday. And that means, yes, Confessions of an Upset Mama. We're going to lay it out all on the table today because you know what? It just feels good to be honest. Now, hopefully you're honest all the time, but sometimes we just got to join the front lines. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already haven't had the opportunity, you'll want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and to sign up for the Kisses newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, Inspiring Connection and Community. And I think about being a parent, and if I think too long on it, I might actually stumble across the whole idea of why did I even say yes? In my mind, the body may have said yes, but maybe the mind wasn't ready. But you see, being a parent requires us to perform many tasks under an undefined, immense amount of stress, right? We carry a lot of weight, not just when we're pregnant, but every single day, inside and outside of our lives, right? How our schedules work, what doesn't work, what does work. And it's no wonder parents walk around with the deer in the headlights look. At some point, though, we have to let go of trying everything and join the front lines. My friend, our kiddos need us more than they tell us. And I'm here to remind you that they're not going to come up and say, I need you to sit down and tuck me in tonight. I need you to read me a bedtime story. I need you to feed me. I need you to show up at my game tonight. I need you to be there when my boyfriend breaks up with me. I need you to be there when I fail my first test. It's not just about feeding them and tucking them in. It goes so much further. It's not about saying, okay, I can write a check for this or do a check for that. Where is your presence? Whether they tell you or not, your child wants you around and they need you. What they don't need, though, is nagging and being that parent that won't listen or care about how they feel. That's what they don't want. Especially as they get older, they want that independence. They want to show up the way they want to show up. And that's perfectly fine. That's where they're stepping into their own. But when you have the in-between that moment, which is a lot of years, by the way, whether it's born to that stage of life, and then after that stage of life, all the way into, well, I don't know what happens. Well, maybe when something happens to you. But we won't go down that road. We're going to stay in the more fun road. But seriously, you've got to take into consideration their feelings. And when you do, they may actually want you around more than they admit it. Wouldn't that be a cool idea? Wouldn't it be neat to be the cool parent on the block? It's all about being present in your child's life. Don't make assumptions that your child is going to give you a written invitation when they want you to show up. It's when you show up that they notice how much they wanted you there. Listen to that again. It's when you show up that they notice how much they wanted you there. You see, if you're not there, it's okay. It becomes normal. But if you're there and then you're not there, they're like, oh, wow, I really wish mom was here. I really wish dad would have shown up at this point. If we rely on our kiddos to express everything they want, they will miss what they need. That's where incredible parents like you and I come into. And yes, you're incredible. Come on, wear it well. You're Mr., Mrs. Incredible. Yes, whoop, whoop. Raise the house on Confession Day. I want you to feel good about yourself. You get to show up and fill up your child's life with hope, love, and resilience. Life is not easy when you're growing up, so be there for your child. That is your Kiss to Keep It Simple strategy. Be there for your child. What a simple solution, right? I mean, like seriously. When you think about it, you're like, oh, hadn't thought about it like that. I kind of think of it as a minion moment, like, and they're just talking about, what do they want? Banana, banana. It's like, be there, be there. Rise up to the occasion on a daily basis and be there for your child. You got your invitation to be there for them when you said yes to having them, whether it was through adoption, natural childbirth, fostering, or mentoring. However they became a part of your family, you are to be there or be square. Because the best thing is being well-rounded as a parent. You don't want to be square. You want to be well-rounded. Get it? I know. Funny. I'll keep my day job. I will. But I'm live every, Monday night at 9:00. I'm joking. It'd be funny though to have a comedy hour, would it not? Now, I'm great with you laughing at me if it gets your attention. You got to be there for your child. And it's unfortunate. I've been going through some things with our family and helping other families and other clients of mine. And it's very apparent that kids need their parents, especially in today's high-tech society. And let me tell you, there are distractions all over at every single age. I've watched it from ground zero. And when I say ground zero, because I am a grandparent now, we've been blessed with 2 grandbabies. I've been able to see how technology influences when I'm older, which means I have more experience, okay, not just a young mama, because back in the day, we didn't have that kind of technology. Yes, we did have home computers, so I'm not that old, but we didn't have cell phones, right? Once we got those cell phones, they were like cell bags or cell bricks. They were humongous, and you only could afford them for emergency purposes only. You wouldn't use them like you use them now. You would not believe the astronomical bill you would have if you used your phone like you do now back in the day. Of course, we didn't have that capability, but we'll leave that for another episode. It's not about science and technology today, but I do want to make this scientific in regards to parenting. You got to be there for your child. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, parents think, oh, they don't need me. It's all right. They've got their coach. They've got their teacher. Whether it's their dance teacher, their math teacher, their science teacher, their coaching teacher, right? Their professor, their pastor. Okay. But what happened to mom and dad? Nobody can replace mom and dad. If you're a grandparent, nobody can replace you, grandma, Mima, Nana, whatever your name is called, Mimi, okay, all these different names. I stuck to grandma. I went a little bit more traditional. I'm like, you know what? It doesn't have to be spoken immediately. They will learn my name. And I called all my grandmother's grandma, and I'm like, I'm okay with that. I appreciate the meaning of grandmother. I like that. And so that's what I am. So however you fall into that category, you are needed in your child's life. If you mentor kids at school, if you mentor kids in church or at a community center, you are needed in their life. This assumption of, they really don't need me is false. And so today I wanted to speak truth into you. I want you to hear that you're incredible because you said yes. You said yes to having a child via natural birth, adoption, fostering, mentoring, however you were blessed with this beautiful child at whatever age they came into your life is fabulous. But now you've got to go beyond that. Now you get to say, I got to be there for them. And not when it's easy, but when it's hard. So what does it look like in real life to be there for your child? Well, number one, you've got to practice kindness and compassion. Parenting can be challenging, and it's crucial for parents to practice compassion and kindness towards each other and yourself. So between you and your child, you have to have that kindness and compassion relationship, and you have to have it to yourself. Yeah, you're going to mess up as a parent. That's just part of it. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have the foot in the mouth experience. Like, why did I say such a thing? I didn't mean to come across that way. Acknowledge that it's okay to make mistakes. And if you keep making them, well, maybe you need to seek some help, some guidance. There is something called a parenting coach. There's a counselor. There's many things out there. There's books, okay? And don't rely on just Google. I'm just telling you, because you'll find some things that, well, all I can say may not match with your values. So when you search, make sure that who you're following or what you're doing stuff with matches with your values. That's really important because there's a lot of people who act one way, but on the other side of things, no. Behind closed doors, would they be acting the same? I really try to be very authentic here with you. What you see is what you get, whether it's right in front of you or behind in the privacy of my own four walls. You're going to get the same person, a little bit crazy, a little bit happy, and a little bit, I can't wait to just hug you and help you. So we've got to understand, okay, I've got to acknowledge that it's okay to make mistakes because I'm going to make mistakes. And so are your kiddos, lots of them. You've got to be okay with asking for help. Get over it. And you have to let them ask for help too. And showing that self-awareness that caring matters. Sometimes our kiddos get the idea that they are an interruption. They should never feel like they're an interruption. They should never apologize for coming in and saying, oh, hey, Mom. Now, my kiddos know that if I'm recording, whether it's the TV show, whether it's the podcast, they know when they're home, I make sure they know, hey, Mama's recording, and they know not to come and interrupt me unless if there is a blood or flood. Seriously. But otherwise, any interruption. I don't care if I'm on the phone. If they need me, I'm going to be there for them. When you are kind, you're expressing emotional well-being, right? You're allowing them to open up themselves, even for yourself. It's like, okay, I can do this, especially when you don't feel like you can, and showing what needs to happen when you're compassionate for others. We've got to take that compassion out of our head and be in service too, because there's a lot of hate right now in the world. Compassion and kindness goes a long way. And sometimes we have to learn to bite our tongues, not literally. Well, maybe in some cases, yeah. I mean, if you really have an issue on something, you may need to bite your tongue if that works for you, or use some duct tape on your own mouth. Okay, I said your mouth, not the child's mouth. Make sure you understand that. But seriously, sometimes we do need to just shut our mouths. But for the most part, it needs to be, we need to be kind. We need to be compassionate. There's always room in your heart for more. Be that patient, present parent, the PPP. Patient, present parent. If you show up as that, I'm telling you right now, your kids will look at you differently. Now, you may be saying, Kristianne, my kids are older. There is no hope. Oh, no, there's hope. You can always make a change. You can always turn around in the alley. You can always reverse. You can set yourself on a different course, but you have to be willing to, and you have to be willing to put in the work. That's a hard thing to do, but it can happen. The question is, are you willing to make it happen? Number 2, celebrate imperfection. Embrace the imperfect moments in parenting as opportunities for growth and learning. As I said before, you're going to make mistakes, so acknowledge them. Those setbacks, well, they're part of the journey too, and focus on progress and effort rather than perfection. It's about moving forward, that next step. One step at a time leads to miles of greatness. When you model resilience and acceptance of imperfection, you are teaching your children valuable life lessons. They learn that, you know what? I know I need to rise to the top. I know I can be the best, because really, honestly, you want your kids to be the best they can be with their gifts and talents for what they have, their knowledge as they push themselves, right? And for us, honestly, we would always raise the ceiling for our kids. But we never raised it higher than we knew they could achieve. And we raised it just enough to stretch them. That's good. Because guess what? Kids like lazy boy recliners too. I'm just saying. Yep. So model that resilience and teach them that, you know what? It's okay to be imperfect. Number 3, prioritize play and fun. Ensure that playfulness and fun are integral parts of your parent-child interactions. So engage in those playful activities, games, and creative projects that foster that joy and laughter and shared experiences. Play hide and seek. Ring around the rosy, whatever it is. Go to the beach and build sandcastles. Play promotes bonding, creativity, and stress relief for both the parents and the children. If you do not know how to play, then you need help. I'm serious. Get it. Because your children need to play with you. If you have kids that are basically living with you, you need to know how to play with them. age-appropriate activities to be engaged for a period of time, not 2 minutes, not 5 minutes, and then you get on your reels and sit on a couch or in that lazy boy recliner and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm watching. You just keep playing over there. Oh, it's adorable. I love it. That is not playing with them. They need to have imaginary play with you. That creates a greater bond between you and your child. You don't understand that, but in the brain, it's connecting neurons and their neurons are firing off and they're making these neural pathways, all right? You can think of them as literally paths in this big open field, right? Think of a cornfield and all of a sudden now you've got all these paths that are connected. And it's like, where did that come from? That's because you put in the effort of playing with your child. And the neurons are going, wow, and they go from right brain to left brain, and it connects things together. Creativity is amazing. You've got to have those firing. And if you don't, what happens? It dries up, and no longer can pathways be made. So therefore, what happens is we limit our children. So yes, to a degree, if you're not playing with your kid, you're limiting them. Ouch, I know that hurts. I remind myself every single time when it comes to my grandbabies, I need to play with them more. When they want me to go and play in their room or they want me to go over here, they want me to ride their bicycle, whatever it is, I need to be doing that. Why? Because it's increasing those pathways. It's creating a bond that is hard to break. It's magical for the parent and the child. So when you take a step back and say, you know what, I want to be there for my child. Like I am there. I want you to think about these three. Are you really being present for your child in this manner? Because your presence, your encouragement, your empathy can go a long way. And it has a lasting impact, honestly, an eternal impact on their well-being and overall happiness. It does, because that's the beginning. And guess what? The beginning starts right now. Maybe you were kind of a younger parent and you didn't know everything. You can make the beginning happen right now. You get to make the choice though. You get to say, you know what? I'm here for them. I'm ready to take that next step. Maybe I didn't know back then, but I know now. Then start now. Don't feel guilty about what's happened 2 days ago, 2 years ago, 20 years ago. It starts now. And believe it or not, you can still play with your 20 and 30 somethings. I'm telling you, you can. You can change their life and impact the world that they touch by how you touch their world. So go out today and join the front lines. Go in peace, be present, be incredible, be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed weekend. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.